everybody, welcome to the podcast on the SMISCAAST YouTube channel. Today's podcast will probably involve a lot of talk between us two on many useless and probably not too exciting topics.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Gage, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing alright. It's been a good week of terrible things happening.
Oh man, terrible things. Like what, for example?
Like I woke up this morning, slap sneeze.
Okay, so you can't really tell how much time you have on your phone for recording, but Audacity...
6 minutes and 27 seconds.
Well, that's how long we've been recording, but you can't tell, like, how long you have to record. Like, but on my computer, It tells me how much disk space I have for, like, audio files. And it currently says I have enough disk space remaining for 276 hours and 51 minutes. So, I don't know.
Man, you might want to go delete some stuff.
I don't know if we can fill that much time, but I don't think we'll have to be that worried about it, is what I'm saying.
I mean, we can fill it. It's just going to be with silence. But we can fill it.
That would be... That's kind of sad, really. Oh my gosh. You could, though, I guess.
It's sad because it's true.
That would be a really big audio file, though. I've got like 300 gigabytes left on my computer.
How long would it take to upload that to YouTube?
God, I don't know. Probably, 300 gigabytes, and I have a 1 megabyte upload speed?
Oh, God.
Probably a little while. Let's go with in the range of a little while to the end of the universe, something like that. Although
a little while to the end of the universe.
Servers would probably...
That's a pretty short time.
Yeah, servers would probably be down for YouTube by that time, though. So I don't know. There might be a couple of wrenches in the works. Or there will just be a
YouTube server. I highly doubt it. YouTube's gonna outlast Earth.
YouTube's dead, man. Like, even people in YouTube are saying that, but it's bad. Everything is bad.
Oh boy. And here we are.
Exactly. I guess I could put this on like a SoundCloud or something. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't want to do anything along those lines.
I just want to be YouTube famous.
Yeah, so does everybody, though. And who knows?
If anybody's YouTube famous, nobody's YouTube famous.
I mean, we're already halfway there, though. Longer than 10 minutes in a video, and it just keeps going for way longer than that. You can fill so many ads in a podcast, you know?
When do you think we're going to get our first sponsor?
Sponsor? You can get a
Audible,
sponsor
please.
Anytime. Dude, Audible... I would do, like, an audiobook... like at the beginning, like a 10-minute section, like reading fan fiction, if that would get us that sweet Audible money, boy. Well, it's like them in Crunchyroll. They do freaking anything.
Blue Apron's getting pretty big now.
Yeah, that's true. But they seem like a pretty reasonable like sponsorship. They're not like just throwing it out at everybody. They seem mostly
Lootbox.
Lootbox is dead too. Like, when was the last time you've seen a Lootbox sponsorship?
That's a good point.
Either they're dead or they're killing it, which is either way. It's
which is worse.
Which is worse? Yeah, I don't know, because who do they pay to get their stuff? Like, I don't understand. Because they it's probably because the whole idea is you pay like what, $20, is it, or is it $40?
I think I think there's a $20 box and a $40 box.
Okay. Either way, the whole idea is that you put in whatever amount of money it is. You put on neo schmeckles, whatever, how much currency down on it, and you get double that worth of useless nerd junk. And I mean,
oh boy.
Yeah. So I guess the only way they're doing that is by like freaking either having some like Chinese little boy make 20 little pop figures by the end of the night, or he dies, or they're just buying them in bulk or something, you know, something like that. Who knows? I'm not.
Which is worse.
I mean, one of them's great for the company. Actually, both of them are great for the company. So who's complaining? You know. That's the system. Although, you know who would actually, speaking of not going political, you know who would complain about that? Mr. Donald J. Trump. You know how much he loves shipping stuff in from China. Yeah, he's a great fan. I don't understand.
Should I close my blinds?
Sure. Let's say yes. What benefit would that give us currently, friend?
I just don't want the government
Oh yes,
spying on us, bashing
Good
them
point.
so harshly.
I mean, I do have this cut off Donald Trump head, just laying around for comedy.
Oh no.
Yeah, for
Too real.
Yeah, dude, this comedy is just so good. Like, I don't understand why would anyone be mad? It's like a statement, It's not.
Dude, never has a political candidate ever been so terribly witch hunted as Donald Trump. I mean, it's not like there's been presidents who've been shot before.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. People are like, this is like the most. Here comes the not remembering words again. This has been the most divisive election yet, is what they say. Like, this is crazy. Like, the candidates were close, and like the whole ideas at stake were like rough ideas. But like, it's not really that weird compared to like some of the old elections. Like, there's been way more like, I've said like too many times. That's the last like I got. There's been like elections where it's I don't know, maybe caused the Civil War, like stuff like that I used like in the right. Yeah, no. I used like the right time that way. That was like really good. Oh no, like humor, this is getting bad.
Why are we talking about politics?
All we've said is that this election has not been as bad as everybody's made it seem. Or not. It's not election anymore. It's over. I keep forgetting.
This
presidency is not as bad as everyone makes out. I mean, there's been some bad things already.
Was it Andrew Garfield that got shot and then had 20 doctors like just poke his hole in his back?
I'm not sure.
And then he got an infection and died in terrible pain.
I don't think that. So that seems like something that'd be pretty memorable among presidents. I mean,
no, I know what happened. I just don't remember which president.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, you'd know the president if something like that happened. Actually, that's not true, because which president was the one who just like he on his first day, or no, it was at his inaugural address. He was giving a speech for so long that he got so cold he got pneumonia and then just died.
Oh yeah.
After his first speech he gave, he just died. Which was like the shortest presidency ever, which is kind of funny, I guess. Depends on what your humor is. He probably wouldn't think it was very funny.
Hey guys, welcome to the podcast.
How about I just flash that at the beginning and use that as the intro?
Welcome to the first and last episode of the podcast.
I'll just put that as the beginning with some like backing music or something, like a really terrible MIDI file.
Welcome to the first and last episode of the podcast.
Something like that. Oh man.
And dude, Sandstorm playing faintly in the distance.
Yes, that's it. That is our theme song. Bad MIDI Darude Sandstorm is the intro for the podcast.
Oh baby.
I don't understand how we couldn't succeed. It doesn't make any sense. Speaking of ways that we could succeed, no. the number one rule of improv broken already. No, yet we're not doing that. You idiot! God, are you stupid?
Oh. I'm so sorry.
I mean, video game. What video games have you been playing this week? That's what it was connected to.
Well, I've been playing The Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh man, how is that video game?
Oh, well, they came out with a new DLC.
Oh man,
but I don't have any money.
I don't have it. I saw that at E3. People made funny joke about Bear getting shot in the trailer, and I did the lol.
Oh God, please stop. Stop ironically talking like that.
What do you mean? There's no irony in my voice. This is just my speaking tone that I have.
Nobody's going to watch this.
Yeah, why does it matter if no one's even going to see it?
Fair point.
I don't know.
Well, what have you been playing, Mr. SMISCAAST?
Oh man, you didn't talk very long about that thing that I was expecting you to talk about, putting me on the spot.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll just edit this part out.
I'll edit all the stuff I want, okay? If you ever start editing, you can edit whatever you want, okay? But I'm gonna edit this my way. Okay. So we were doing games for a minute. Let's get back to that, I guess. Have you played this No, wait, that's really old. Probably shouldn't talk about that. I just haven't played any video games that have been interesting enough, or like are fresh or new, or not. Maybe many people would know about.
Breath of the Wild.
Come on. Who hasn't heard everything about Breath of the Wild yet? It's like it's worse than like the whole like. I think it wasn't Nintendo's fault as much. I think it was Nintendo fanboys have like I'm one of them, so I would know. Have like done the whole song and dance so many times that this one has like made it even worse, right? Because it's like we're like, this game is so good and it has all these cool things. Let me tell you about all the features and all these parts of the game. And now you don't even have to play it because you've seen the whole gosh darn game. I don't. Why do they do that? No one else does that. I guess Bethesda does that. Why not? Speaking of
Bethesda does that, but yeah. I like Bethesda.
Doesn't everyone?
Bethesda can do no wrong.
Oh, nothing at all.
They have never done anything wrong.
Okay, speaking of Bethesda, would you like to talk about E3?
I mean, what else is there to talk about that's exciting that's happened?
Okay, let's start with EA.
I didn't watch E3.
Just don't. I'm so excited about this new advance.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been so good. I'm just trying to contain myself, you know. Is this sarcasm reaching any mark of actual humor? I hope so. No, it's not, is it?
It isn't.
It isn't. It's just the opposite. At least we're not cringy, which happened a lot at E3. There was a whole lot of cringe. Oh my god.
Ooh, nice segue.
Yeah, I mean, man, oh man, like that was funny too because it was PewDiePie made the video about it like a day ago, like how cringy it was. like oh man, like I had not been privy to the giant enemy crab thing until he made that video, and that was so good. I don't understand how I had not known where the giant enemy crab line came from, but that's like the best thing ever. Have you seen that?
You're saying this stuff, and no, I haven't.
Oh man, it's so good. It's just this guy who's like, I don't know whose show it is, but it's like, he's talking about like, we made this game all about Japanese history, and it's like a really cool game, and it's all kinds of realistic history things. And then as he's done talking, he flashes over to the screen with this guy playing it, and then just a huge crab jumps on screen, and he says, "So here's this giant enemy crab." And I'm like, oh my god. I guess so is everybody. That was great. Just like stuff like it's stuff like that. But then this year, okay, well, let's actually go through it in order. EA was up first.
Oh no, okay, I haven't heard anything about it, but let me guess.
Okay, go.
I'm assuming they announced like the new Battlefront 2.
Yes, the whole thing was Battlefront 2. By the way, in case you're wondering, it's all Battlefront 2.
And okay, so if it was just Battlefront 2, that means like anything else was sports.
Yo, I totally forgot. You're right. Sports, FIFA or whatever, right? Is that EA? I wouldn't even know because I don't play EA games or sports games for that matter.
I don't play sports in real life, and I don't play sports in virtual life.
Good point. Okay, so hold on. Let me bring up this E3 page just so I can jog my memory about EA, because I literally, like, I have so much to say about every other part of it but EA, because I could not care less about what they had at all. Okay.
But the new Battlefront,
it's
actually supposed to not be terrible.
Who cares? They had their chance, dude. They had their chance, man. I was so excited about it when it came out, and then it was just the worst thing that ever happened.
It was just a steaming pile of shit.
I'm so disappointed. Like, I was like, they're just gonna make it again, like with new graphics, and it's gonna be good. It's good. Everyone's gonna love it, and then none of that happened.
At first, I thought, oh man, it's gonna be just like the originals. Then I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a Battlefield game. That's not terrible. And then it wound up being a really crappy Battlefield game.
Yeah, that's what it did. A Battlefield game where all the stuff that makes Battlefield good are taken out, like long, and sprawling maps where you can like traverse different locations. Well, we have Hoth with like one path down the middle. It's like, oh, that's good. Come on, give these devs a clap for that.
Yeah.
What are your impressions of that original game?
Oh, well, I played it once.
Once. Okay, good. That's all we need to say about it.
That should sum it up pretty well.
Let's just move on from EA, because I really do not care at all.
Okay, who came next?
Xbox, which I actually was... I watched most of it. It was pretty good.
I heard something about like a new Xbox, the Xbox X.
Yes. It's called Xbox X. And Xbox Scorpio is now known as Xbox X.
Xbox One X, or is it just Xbox X?
Oh, sorry, Xbox One X. Yes, yeah, I keep
That's
forgetting
not
to add the
confusing
one.
at all.
No, especially when it launches alongside the Xbox One S, or not launches along, is alongside the Xbox One S,
Yes,
which is also an Xbox next to Xbox One, or whatever. Actually, that was okay. So do you know anything about it at all? Right? Like,
No.
Okay. Here's the dealio. This is old info at this point, right? The Xbox and the PS4 run at what is known as 1 teraflop ish, right? Okay, the Xbox.
Oh yes, the teraflop.
Yes, teraflop is okay, a flop is a floating point calculation or whatever. Or like, hold on.
Yeah.
Or how many floating point calculations per second you can do or whatever. And then when you add tera to it, it's like 100,000 floating point calculations. So the Xbox can do, the original Xbox can do about 100,000 floating point calculations per second, which is pretty manageable. That's pretty good. But then the PS4 had like 1.2, so it was like, whatever, ooh, it's slightly better. And then, as per usual, it's like, go Sony, they make better console for less money. Whatever. Even though they both do the same thing and try to rip people off with software sales because they're selling everything at a loss. Which they make it back. I'm looking at Xbox Live Gold.
Like, I'm not Xbox fanboy. I just have all my friends have Xbox, so I play Xbox.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've heard.
And the people who play Sony is talk about how better it is. But my dad has a PS3 and a PS4. And I remember like 3 times where his credit card info got leaked.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing.
And that's a pretty bad thing to happen.
But that happens all the time, like with everybody. Which probably shouldn't. That seems like something they should get a handle on, you know?
I just know Sony servers are a little iffy since it's free.
Yeah, but... Oh, good point. But so are, freaking... What's it called? Steam. Steam loses credit card crap all the time, which is probably not a good thing for them to do.
But Lord Gaben can never go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Half-Life 3 announced at EA's thing. That's the news.
Really?
Yeah, I think so far my favorite thing I've seen come out of any of this E3 stuff is watching the live chat. They're just the worst human beings I've ever met, and they're all together on the Twitch chat. I'm like, this is great. I'm one of these guys.
I watched E3 the past 3 years.
Nice.
And I missed it this year, and I was really sad.
Oh, well, there's still some stuff to come. I'm excited. Nintendo is the only thing I really would need to see. Okay, so then, speaking of Nintendo... Like
last year.
Yeah, Nintendo...
2 really good things.
Nintendo has been on the ball so far, and they haven't even done their little presentation yet, which I think is great. But we'll get to that after I finish with the whole Xbox thing. So then, we got crazy off topic from the original thing. That's okay. Look, let's just say, yeah, the Xbox One X is 6 times more powerful than the original Xbox. There it is. Clap, everybody. Everybody clap on stage. Woo! Because that's what you do at E3. You clap every time something happens. Which is, yeah, it's so good. So then
nothing deserves to be clapped there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got like 12 gigabytes of RAM. 12 gigabytes of dedicated RAM on there for your 4K gaming pleasure or whatever, which is pretty good. I mean, people were complaining about the cost of it, right? Because it's selling at $499, which is whatever. But it's a new console. Well, I guess it's not a new console. It's a console that might as well be at what it's got in it. Okay, so it's got 12 gigabytes of RAM, and it's got its own dedicated liquid cooling system that they literally were like, we stole this kind of tech from like a server like type of cooler for like keeping that kind of stuff under check, which is good. Well, I mean,
That's
Depends.
Cool.
It's yeah. And they put the power brick inside of it, just like they did with the Xbox One S. And then it's even smaller than the Xbox One S. So this is the smallest Xbox yet, which is pretty cool. All stuff that's good. And then, and they also created their own power management system for it, which is also pretty neat. I mean, who knows what that does it sounds good in concepts, but in practice, it could mean like it uses like one less power unit per second than the normal Xbox, right?
One less power.
Yeah, one less power.
I wish I used one less power.
I used one less power like every time I figure out how to not stand up. Actually, maybe I should. Okay, I found out a great way to use one less power in my reality. So you have not seen my room, right? Right.
I've been in your room.
That sounded more creepy than I expected it to. But you know how I'm upstairs or whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
So I've discovered a brand new secret to this vantage point. You can pee out of the window. Genius.
I also live on the second story.
Well, you can't do it though, because you live in town or whatever. I live out in the middle of nowhere.
You think that stops me?
What, do you do it?
2 a.m. Somebody's in the bathroom. You don't have any choice.
Well, you could just, I don't know, walk outside.
Everybody outside at 2 a.m. is either high on heroin or drunk.
Well, you just gotta go.
They won't
okay.
care.
Either way, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm not alone in this wacky, crazy idea that I have somehow thought I've come up with.
Of course not.
No, it's pretty good, man. That's all I gotta say about that. Oh man, I really hope Lay Family doesn't listen to that. Oh god. The problem is, see, here's the problem with that whole prospect. Now it's because it's summer and it's freaking broiling hot outside. We have put in the air conditioners, and they have those.
So am I.
Yeah, so they have those things on the side where you like stretch it out like so that it hits the edge of the wall or whatever, right? You have to adjust. Yep. You have to adjust that every time you do it.
Oh no!
Created a whole extra layer of challenge.
Okay, so my house is 100 years old.
Same.
Like that's not an exaggeration.
We had to repaint.
It actually is.
It's not an exaggeration for us either. Like, we had like a chimney that's been paved over to make the rest of the house not have a chimney.
So have we.
Yeah, stuff like that.
We bought this house for we have a nice 2-story house.
Nice.
Two bedroom, not 2 bedroom, but
Is it a nice, slightly above the poverty line house?
It's better than that because it was a fixer-upper.
Ah, that's a good.
It was in terrible condition.
Terrible.
There were heroin needles in the crawl space.
Classic. That's great for getting a good house at good value.
We had to tear the drywall out of the laundry room.
Ooh.
The floors need to be sanded.
Nice. Well, this all sounds very familiar to the process we went through when we moved into this house. We literally had to tear up all the floors that were not wood because they were just unlivable.
Yes. So much yes. Our kitchen had a carpet.
Rip.
And it smelled like shit.
Ugh, disgusting. Just bad. Well,
it was really bad.
That we had at our old house. We had to move out of it because it was infested by bed bugs. I think that's
disgusting.
what happened. Yeah, I can't remember. It was some kind of bug that stopped us from living there, and maybe it was
bed bugs.
Yeah, we were like
shit my pants.
It was like rented too, so I think they weren't that worried about moving. This is forever ago though. I would have barely even been conscious at that point. I do remember, however, it did have a really cool room where it was like all painted like the sky or whatever. That was cool. I miss that. It's just like one of those, like early memory kind of things you have, or like, man, that's a cool thing. But I won't be able to revisit it like most people will when they come back to your house and then be like, oh man, I remember this room where I grew up in. Because that room may or may not still be covered in bugs, but also there's some random weird family living there probably who've, if not changed around the room, just repainted it or whatever, Who knows? It could be a satanic room now instead of a sky room.
I grew up in a trailer park.
Yeah, well, that was the first location. See, that was before I was conscious, and it wasn't a trailer park. We lived in like a mobile home or something, and apparently it was tiny.
Oh baby! All right, so I live by the train tracks.
Train
so get ready to cut out everything that happens for the next 30 seconds.
Oh man, this is a classic. You must live where my grandparents do. Whoa!
There it is.
Hey yo! That's a classic.
Oh,
so we should go ahead and launch into the next topic. Hold on. Let's give it one little minute. One little second. Is it gone?
Yeah.
No, it's still going by.
The horn's out of range.
The rest of the train is still there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hear it in the background.
Yes, I can. Oh man.
This will never cause issues ever.
Just tell me when that nice train is out of earshot, boy.
I will.
Okay, so then back to the Xbox thing or whatever. They aside from the hardware stuff, which was all right, some people didn't like it, some people did. They showed off some stuff, like game wise. They were really focused on like having exclusives and stuff this year, which I guess everybody thought they needed, which they probably did. So they, in the way of exclusives, I saw, they had a game that was like Dark Souls, but like low poly, which that looks pretty fun. Like, I'd be interested in that.
Low poly Dark Souls.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Ashen, maybe? Something like that. It would look really fun. But then they showed off some other stuff too, like first time stuff. Like they showed off the new Middle Earth game or whatever. I can't remember what it was called. It's something Shadow of Mordor. But I can't remember what like the sequel name is. Anyways, they've changed the Nemesis system now or whatever, which looks pretty cool. It started by showing like two of the big boss guys fighting each other, and then he became friends with the other one, and it was like the most goofy thing ever. Like, he was like the most clearly comic relief, big muscly, I've got a funny accent, are you gonna recruit me or kill me? You're not gonna kill me because you like to listen to me talk, you know? I'm like, oh man,
that accent is so good.
It's literally
it's Shadow of War.
It's like 10 minutes of that for like a trailer.
Oh baby.
Yeah, it was good. I honestly like the look of it, but I like the whole idea of like the Nemesis system, like have like the bosses, like one of them befriended and one of them like you scorned, and then he goes after the guy who's your friend, and it's like, ooh, it's a big fight, and then I'll just get the one who kills the other on my side.
So is the combat like Assassin's Creed? Because I think that's how the other one was.
Kinda, but less sucky, because Assassin's Creed combat sucks pretty bad.
Hold LT and then X.
I mean, I guess
counter.
Assassin's Creed is better than something like Batman, at least. For goodness sakes, you know? Just hold block to win. With that, oh man. Or not even, you don't even hold it, you just keep pressing it. That's how you do it. And then you just win every fight. In Assassin's Creed, you actually at least gotta like think of stuff, you know? But then I just found, like, in Assassin's Creed 3, which is the only one I've actually played, I got 4, but then... Okay, when we get to Ubisoft, there's so much to talk about. Oh, man, we got so much to talk about when we go to Ubisoft. With 3 was the only Assassin's Creed I really played, like, all the way through. And then I found in that one, there was just one strategy that worked on every enemy, no matter, like, who they are, like, how tough they're supposed to be.
Block, counter.
Is that the one that knocks him down?
Oh, that's the throw. Just that.
Well, whatever it is, you counter them, then they're like open, and then you can just like knock the legs out from underneath them. They insta kill, no matter what you use on them, no matter who they are, unless it's like the dumb like quest where you have to like do the Boston Brawlers. It works every time, no matter who you're fighting. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Every time.
Yeah, so I just like literally all I do is go into combat. Block a guy, do that. Block a guy, do that. Block a guy, do that. And they just, you know how they are. They just attack you one at a time, and they let you do it.
Just like the movies.
Exactly. Oh, man. Okay, so then... Oh, that was another branching topic. How did we get to that? Man, this is going to be a joy to go back
Shadow
and listen
Mordor.
to. Yes, Shadow of Mordor. It's similar to that. There is some stealth stuff in it, but it looks more like a classic kind of like third-person fighter kind of thing instead of like a... Or maybe it is. I haven't really played it. I don't know if it's like a button dedicated to each movement thing, but it looks like you could pull off combos by like putting different attacks together, unless it's like the default press the same button and then it automatically does the cool combos for you kind of thing. That's what I don't
love that.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's the opposite.
Yeah, I know.
I know you were being a joke. I was being a joke too. Hold on. My mommy's talking to me. Yeah, mama?
Welcome to the podcast.
Guess she didn't want to say anything.
Oh, my Xbox turned off.
Your Xbox?
Oh, we're waiting on Isaac. Oh, are you back, Isaac?
Yes, I didn't have to go for that long. My mommy called me, but then she didn't answer when I asked her what she needed. So that was awkward. So that Xbox, then, oh yeah, the other thing that happened was they brought out a real-life car and then said the word Porsche a lot of times. They said that a lot. That was weird. I don't...
What, like Forza?
Forza, it looks good. It looks good in 4K graphics. You know, that's what we're doing here at Xbox. We're making a 4K console for the next generation of gamers.
We're making a computer, slowly but surely.
Yes, it's literally just a computer at this point. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Whatever. It's going to be great, I think, or whatever. I think, as it goes, this console will probably be alright. It's not going to sell at all, because of whatever competition that they've set up for themselves by having two other console options on the market, both of which are half the price of the thing. Yeah, then that's what that was what I was saying, the like whole $4.99 price point being too high. I mean, that's what the original Xbox sold at already, so like I don't understand, man. What's up with that? I guess it's just like now that they're introducing a new one, then they expect it to already be cheaper. I don't know. It's dumb. All of it's dumb.
People aren't smart. People are cheap.
True.
I'm cheap.
Okay, so that was Xbox, unless I can think of anything else, which I cannot. Man.
I heard something about Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves looks alright. That's all I can say about it.
It was pretty cool looking.
You can get off the ship, which is more than I can say about the game that I'm going to talk about with Ubisoft. Little forward hint.
Ooh.
Oh, they also showed off what was probably not gameplay of a new Metro game. So that was pretty cool, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. Because
I've never played a Metroid.
Did you just say Metroid?
What did you say?
Metro. There's no Metroid on the Xbox, you goofball.
I was extremely confused too.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to seem like an idiot. So I didn't seem like an idiot.
It's fine. Okay, so you didn't. I seem like an idiot for not reiterating. Metro, have you played Metro before?
No.
It's alright. As far as survival horror goes, I'd say it's better than most of them. Probably. Yeah. I played a bit of 2030 or whatever. 2033, and then I've played just the opening of Last Light. So then, that's all I can think about the Xbox thing. I guess I'll just go through and ask you, what do you think about a game, just based on what you know already. All right. So, Forza new game. What do you like Forza?
I'm not a huge racing fan. I'm not a huge racing fan, but I have played Forza before and it's fun.
Okay.
I doubt I'll buy it.
Forza new game has cool graphics. Oh yeah, that's a new thing too. Everyone was so excited about. Man, like the Twitch chat was going crazy when they announced 4K support for Minecraft. That was the big ticket item.
Oh, you're joking. You're joking.
Everyone was so excited, which is why the Twitch chat for every unannounced game started saying, "Oh, this is the new Minecraft." They took like a Minecraft shader pack and then just packed it in now. That's a thing. It's whatever. Oh my god. Oh, there was one good thing with Minecraft that wasn't Minecraft 4K special super ultra mega edition. That probably cost you an extra $100 on top of your $500 new Xbox. They introduced crossplay between every version of the game.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's great, I thought. That was a good move. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll have to get it on the Switch now. And like, psych, I don't got to do that. I already got it on PC. So there you go. I don't have to buy another copy of Minecraft and keep funding freaking Microsoft's greedy investments and stuff. They're like the Disney of the video game world. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh, well. It's in some ways it's good, in some ways it's bad. It's good because it's... Oh, actually, it's not. I was about to say it's good because it's getting Minecraft on the more stuff, but is that really a good thing?
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not. But it's bad because it's taken away from like actual Minecraft for PC. Like, because now that they've put their fake little Minecraft on PC, the whatever one seems to be getting neglected. Actually, they've had that whole adventure thing, their newest adventure thing, not the old adventure thing, the new one with other stuff for some reason. I don't play Minecraft anymore because for some reason my computer doesn't run it well, and I'm just like, whatever. I'm not gonna put in the effort to fix that. Oh man. Okay, so then let's see. Race Game Extreme Edition is the first game I asked you about. Middle Earth cool enemy guy quest. What do you think about that from what you've already seen of the old one?
Shadow 4?
Sure, let's call it that.
Since I'm going to have a bit of disposable income, I will most likely buy the game.
Okay.
If it looks good.
Yeah, it looks like something I might pick up. I really want to move on. Okay, let me think if there's any other ones I got for this. Cool indie game bundles. Do you own any indie games from Xbox right now? Like, legit, that you've bought?
No.
Then let's not even worry about it, alright?
Okay.
You just
cut it out.
Yeah.
It's never happened.
No one's... Well, but if you don't care about them, why would I just go on it for an hour just talking about games I don't even know about? Okay, so then let's move on to the next... Finally getting to stuff that's interesting. Bethesda. Which is... Who boy. Bethesda did some stuff. Okay, let's start with...
First year they did awesome.
Yeah.
Last year they did worse.
I mean... I'll give them credit for what they... Okay, first, I'll give you play-by-play. I've been watching the stream for a while. We missed Sony's while we were talking. But that's okay.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. I wasn't that worried about seeing Sony's anyways. Let's see. So, it started up and they're like showing a bunch of kids like, my mommy work at Bethesda. She make a game. And then there's funny children doing funny children things. All over the Bethesda office.
I'm so glad I didn't watch this.
And then there's boys who's like, my daddy makes games that are really cool. And I don't want to expand too much on the cool kid stuff because it was way too cool for me. All these like 8 to 12-year-olds who are clearly targeting like the parent audience at E3. Ugh.
How long? How long did this happen?
5 minutes. And then and they're like, no, and then they flash to their parents. You're like, we can do all these cool stuff now, and like, I always dreamed of making games as a kid. Now I get to do it. Whoa! And they're like, now let's start the conference. And they did like the classic, like everyone does the same line, and it flashes out, and this whole video turns out that it was a part of the Bethesda little square part of their logo all along.
Whoa.
Or whatever, like that cool zoom out that they always have on these kind of things. And then they started the actual presentation. He was like, hi, my name is Bethesda Guy. Watch this movie for an hour.
Pete Hines? Todd Howard?
I don't know. He put on a movie for all the kids in the audience. And we watched it. It was called Here's Bethesda Land. And they did all this like whole cartoony bit, which for their part wasn't that bad, but it was just a video. It was like a Nintendo Direct. That was what Pro Jared said. I already watched Pro Jared stuff on this already too. I watched all the things. I'm super caught up.
We didn't go on material from Pro Jared.
What? Oh, I didn't steal it. I just looked at his video to see what he thought. I didn't steal anything from him. But I looked at what Pro Gerard kid guy had to say, and he said, "Oh, Bethesda was like Nintendo Direct." They funny joke. Or whatever. And then I was like, okay. But then when they actually got into the presentation, he said, here's our video thing. Well, he said, let's start the presentation. Here's the video. Or whatever. And then he started the video. And it was like a whole theme park called Bethesda Land. And they flashed around Bethesda Land to the different attractions. And he's like, first up, Bethesda has been at the forefront of the VR industry. And then, bam. Guess what games they put in VR? Guess.
Fallout.
Yep, of course. Fallout 4 VR.
Skyrim.
Nope, too old.
Quake.
Yeah, no. You're close with Quake, though.
Quake.
Doom. They put Doom in VR.
Doom.
Yeah, people were kind of mad about that because that was an old game too, but they were still excited about it. I mean, heck, I'd play Doom in VR. Fallout it seems pretty cool too, because that's like the first like open world game that's been in VR, right? I'd say
that'd be awesome
to that scale. Yeah, that sounds pretty rad actually. So that stuff sounded pretty cool. But then that was just like the beginning. I was like, okay, this has gone off to a good start. I mean, the games and stuff they showed weren't that bad, but it's just the whole presentation. Yeah, they just kind of didn't warrant needing a whole stage full of people to just show a video, you know? Okay, and then next in the video, they flashed over to other thing. Skyrim for late Nintendo Switch. And everyone was like, whoa. Because they showed off, you can use your little amiibos to get the Link sword and shield. Which has already been in game through mods forever. And then, if that wasn't interesting enough, they showed motion controls. With the Joy-Cons.
That could be okay.
It looks fun. Like you know, I'm a sucker for motion controls, but like the first thing seems all right because it was the kind of motion controls I was already into. But then it's kind of pointless because it's just like swing remote to make sword swing. So it's like Twilight Princess kind of motion controls instead of something like a Skyward Sword where it like actually matters where you're doing with the remote. This is just like you swing the remote and swings the sword kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then you swing your other remote and it brings up the shield. But then one that kind of was like off-putting, because the other thing seems like whatever, I guess you could do that if you're into that kind of thing. The other thing was the bow. Like, what he did was he put the left Joy-Con in front of the other and like made a motion kind of like what would be like holding an arrow, not like drawing it even, like just like holding one in front of the other, then resetting their position, then holding one in front of the other over again to like knock an arrow. But the thing that kind of made me a little suspicious was that for all these things he was doing, it was just like two disembodied hands doing all this with like a little voiceover. He was pressing buttons on the remote, which made me kind of suspicious because it's like, is this just a guy making believe? I feel like Bethesda's gotten a little lazy on us here. Because he was clearly pressing like the trigger button the whole time. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not so sure about this whole thing. I mean, I'm into it, however it works, but whatever. But that's the thing, too. They're talking about, like, Bethesda, all they did was show off, like, old games. Well, they did, okay, so then that was that. Then they moved on. They're like, the next thing at Bethesda Land is cool new Dishonored 2 thing. Did you play Dishonored? Do you play Dishonored any?
I played the original.
Okay, Dishonored 2 DLC. You don't play as the guy, I think. There's the Dishonored 2 thing. Or maybe you do play as the guy. I don't know. I've never played Dishonored, so who knows. It looked alright, but once again, it had the whole problem that most of this E3 this year has had, where it was just CGI like clips, no gameplay or anything. Which is interesting. Yeah, people love that. And then
that's never been an issue.
Yeah, then they flashed over to the last game because I think that's pretty much all Bethesda did for this thing. There might actually okay. There is one other thing with Skyrim. Then they flashed from there to like, speaking of Skyrim and other Bethesda games.
Oh, I heard about part of this.
We're doing a new thing, guys. We're summoning the guys who brought you the almost paid mods, and they're bringing them back.
No, God, what are you doing?
But they're not. They're not though. They might be. It depends on how they handle this. We'll have to see. They what they're doing is a thing called, I can't even remember, community creation points server. They're teaming up with mod makers to bring you only the finest Bethesda approved mods that you can pay for with your Bethesda Shekel Creation Club points. That's what it is, Creation Club.
How do you get those, I wonder?
Money is what people speculate. Who knows? They did not directly say anything about money, other than the fact that they're going to be paying the mod makers. So take that how you will. Who knows? Who knows how that's going to turn out? It could be good, could be bad. They didn't say anything about getting rid of normal mods. Who knows how it's going to turn out? It's going to support content creators, which is always a good thing. But it could be in the vein of trying to kill free mods, which would be not a good thing. I guess then mods would just be like bug fixes and stuff, junk like that.
Then it'd be DLC.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's like weird, like single weapon DLCs and stuff. That's what they showed, literally, pretty much. But they did say, like, and the whole point of this is that we can make sure these mods are, like, great and they work with all the stuff built into the game already. Like your save files and everything else or whatever. So that to the point where they're, like, polished like DLC kind of stuff, They didn't say that, but it was they were going to make sure they were polished enough to not, like, mess anything up in the game. Which is, I guess, a bonus. Whatever. If you're into that kind of stuff.
So it's like mods that they can guarantee won't brick your console.
Yes. That's basically what it is. Which is, it's a pretty smart move, but who knows? If it's free or paid, we'll have to see. It's going to be paid. But it's paid. Yeah, it depends on how much the mods are going to cost you. We'll have to see. It's okay. Let's just say that. I was a mad, but I don't even own a game that has this feature, so who cares? I'm not going to be affected by it. Yeah, you do.
I have all the games that
you have all the games that are going to be affected by it. So, boyo, good luck to you, my friend. Okay, so let's... actually, I was going to do the whole thing where I ask you to give your opinions on games, but you can't... Okay, you can't really give your opinion on VR stuff, because you don't have a VR, do you? So... Nope.
I'm lower middle class.
So no VR for you, my friend. No VR for me either.
No.
That's okay. It's okay. I'm not missing out too much, I don't think. Maybe I am. Who knows? Maybe it's great.
I don't know. You like motion controls.
I do like motion controls. I don't like motion sickness, though. And Fallout 4 VR looked motion sickening really bad. Because that's the thing with... They're still working on, like, movement and stuff, those kind of games, right? Because when you move around in the game, and you're not moving in real life, it kind of, like, messes with you. But, so what they've come around with this is, like, the whole teleporting thing, which it works great. Which I think that's a great idea. Like, that's it seems like such a simple concept, but, like, in practice, like, it works so well, like, from all the games and stuff it's been used in. I like the look of it. But then, so that's what they did with Doom VR, which looks great. I'll give it that. But then Fallout 4 VR, it was just walking around, which I was like, oh man, that would make me sick, I bet. Or, see, I put myself in the position. I don't get motion sick from anything, but I'm saying people who get motion sick from stuff, I bet that would be a pain. Like that kind of, just not synced up to real life movement.
But hey, now you can pay for a mod to fix that.
Oh yeah, but I bet they'll have a teleport feature. It'd be dumb of them not to. And it's Bethesda. They've got that kind of polish. Just a simple teleport feature is not that hard to pull off, Okay. So, that was Bethesda. Oh, wait. Actually, one more thing with Bethesda. New Wolfenstein game.
I did hear about that. Apparently, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty much just as tacked on as me saying it like that. That's just at the end of the presentation. They did have a cool little video to start with, though, that, like, linked into the game.
But what about Elder Scrolls Legends? Are you talking that didn't mention that favorite card game that they used to blue ball?
I forgot about Elder Scrolls Legends. Okay, it's coming to iOS. There you go. That's the new news.
Oh my god, really?
Yes. Are you excited, man?
I'm actually somewhat excited about that.
No, just play Hearthstone. Actually, that's bad too, though, because it's. Never mind. Don't play Hearthstone. Don't play any of these card games. Gwent, is that good? Have you played Gwent?
I played Gwent on the actual Witcher, and it was amazing.
Okay. It might be good standalone. That's the only one that seemed to interest me at all, because it looks cool. But
I'll probably download Gwent too now if I remember.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of, like, the setup for, like, the Assassin's Creed, like, mini games that they gave you in, like, 3, where it's like, I'm just gonna play a game of chess, just in this random pub. Or whatever, against this random guy, and you can put money on the line, or whatever. Which I thought was cool, if you just want a board game simulator in your murder fest. I don't understand what was up with that. You just kill some guards and then immersion. Okay. Immersion. It was really immersive to just sit down and play a game of Texas Hold'em while I'm running away from the redcoats or whatever. But then I killed all the redcoats, so they couldn't follow me anymore. That's what always made me feel kind of guilty, because in Assassin's Creed or whatever, when you're like in 3, I guess, when like before you beat the game and all the redcoats are still there, I'm like okay with killing the cops or whatever, because they're like the bad guys. But then once the redcoats are gone, when you get in trouble, the like not Union. Oh my god. Cut. Probably not, because that was dumb. The Minutemen are the ones who come after you. That makes me feel so guilty, because it's like killing some of my own boys, you know? It's kind of mean.
Yeah. We got a settlement that needs your help.
What?
It's Minutemen.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay. Now I'm back on track.
Murphy, Fallout 4.
Yay, what a good reference. I'm sorry, I keep getting too excited. I'm sorry, I keep letting it show like that. Okay, so that's all there was at Bethesda. The cool, I'll say the Wolfenstein thing looks neat. From all the stuff I saw from the old one, I didn't think it looked that good. Or I guess the old new one. That from the first new Wolfenstein, the New Order, I thought it looked all right, but I wasn't that excited. This one looks really cool, like because of all the stuff. It looks kind of BioShocky, really, like the way that everything's set up, or kind of like actually, it looks like the whole universe. I think it's like Nazis are in America now or something. I don't know. I've never played. Maybe that was the plot of the New Order too, but I hadn't played that one. Oh man, that was great too. I saw in Twitch chat someone was calling it Wolfenstein the New Order. I was like, yeah. Okay, so that was Bethesda, I think. Unless there's anything else, which I don't think there was. The ESO thing you were talking about, they showed at the beginning. That was all they talked about it. Like, that was where they did the goof about, I'm mad that they shot the bear. And that was the beginning sizzle or whatever, along with other stuff before the kids showed up on screen and talked about how cool their parents were.
It marks the downfall of the section.
Yeah, and then that was over, and I was like, good, now I can go on with my life for whatever. I mean, I'll give it that, though. It was short and to the point, even if it was just all a video. At least they got that. I mean, some people didn't like that. I thought that was cool, that they just got it down to such a tight, low format. That was nice, I thought. But then, up next after that was... shoot, I don't think it was... Yeah, it was next. It was Ubisoft, which I thought was... They might have had a good show, but there was some cringe going on the whole time.
Oh boy, let's
so they started off right. They you know how they start with the black screen, then it flashes on. It's a white background, and then there was a Mario random item block in the middle of the screen at the Ubisoft conference, and then 2 raving rabbits came on screen, all minion style. Ooh. And then one of them jumped and it hit the block with its head. Wah! Whatever. And then it got stuck in there. Whoa. And then the other one tried to get him out, and he made Mushroom come out. And then it made the other one big, and it filled up the whole screen. And then out on stage comes head of Ubisoft, French guy who can't speak English very well. And he's like, we are happy to bring... Oh, that's a terrible French. We are happy to bring the raving rabbits to the Mario universe or whatever or something. And he's like, everyone's like, yes. And then they were so excited about it. He's like, let me introduce friend of mine, Shigeru Miyamoto.
And then everybody came in their pants.
Exactly.
You included.
Yes. Well, I did it because out of disbelief about how awkward it was. Because now on stage, not only do you have French guy who can't speak English very well, you also have Japanese guy who can't speak English at all. And they're having a conversation at each other. Because at first they had Shigeru came out and he's like, I am Shigeru Miyamoto. And he said it in English for a minute. He talked in English, you know, because of course he did. But only like 5 words. And he was like, we brought you cool raving rabbit gun. I don't know why a French guy sounds Russian, but that's what happened. in my head canon. And he came out and he's like, Shigeru, here is the cool Raving Rabbit laser gun. And he said, ooh, I like this gun. He put it on his arm, and he had a cool gun. And they're like, let's do cool anime pose. And they did cool anime pose at each other. And then their two handlers came up on stage and took the guns away from them. And then that's when the translator came out. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing that ever happened. And then, so literally, like, the first 20 minutes of the presentation was, 10 minutes of it is them talking, and then the next 10 is the game. And we haven't even gotten to the game yet. This is just the beginning part where they're talking about it. It's great. It's, oh my gosh. And then,
this is the best, worst thing ever.
It's so good. And then, after that, okay, so they're talking, or whatever, for a minute. He says, and then they flash up to the, like, and here is the head game maker. And he's like a 30-something guy crying in the audience because it's like, my Shigeru Miyamoto is on stage. Yes, my dreams have come true. It's like so good. It's like, all this is terrible. Like, if that was me, I would be like, so, just my fear of that kind of level of awkwardness. Like, not only is it people not talking together in like an actual human manner, there's no physical way for them to talk to each other because they don't speak the same language. So it's like the most awkward thing. Oh man. But then they're like, okay, and then he's like, thank you, Shiggy, get off stage, man, you were good. And before he did too, he was like, I like Raving Rabbit. Oh, this is Shigeru, by the way. He's like talking in Japanese now because like I said, he couldn't be bothered to learn more than 10 English words. And his translator's like, yeah, he's saying like he thinks you're cool, and he's got raving rabbits on his desk or whatever. And then everybody was like, yay! And he walked off stage, and that was the end of that. Then Shigeru goes gone. He's like, now I'll get the big guy to talk about this game. And the guy came up, and then he came up and he's like, here is game. And then it turns out that this game is the freaking best thing that ever happened in our lifetime.
What?
It's so good. It's like, okay, so he gets up there, yeah, and then it's like Raving Rabbits humor, which, have you seen that? Have you seen Raving Rabbits, the game series?
I haven't seen the game. I saw the TV show that had like 2 episodes.
Oh, there's my mommy. Hold on. We'll put a pause in it real quick. Well, don't not a real pause. I mean, like, you know what I mean. Hold on. Like, 1 second.
Welcome to the Douche Till Dawn podcast.
Mommy!
I like alone time. Isaac can come back through here and edit this video. So I'm just going to sit here and talk to past Isaac, or future Isaac. I'm disabled.
And then the game came up on...
Isaac.
What? Darn it, you ruined it. I was trying to transition right back into it. I'm cutting all this out, Gage. And then they came up with the... Oh, wait, I don't even remember. What was the last thing I said before I left?
This is the best game to ever exist ever.
It's really good. And they put it up on the screen, and it's got the Raving Rabbits humor, like I said. But it's like the whole... Apparently the story, they just gave like a tiny little fragment of it. They're like, the Raving Rabbits are somehow in the Mario world, and it's disrupting the stability, or whatever, of the whole Mario world. And then they're like showing it, and it looks like Mario 3D World kind of graphics, but like with weird everything replaced with Raving Rabbits. So there's like a Raving Rabbits Peach and a Raving Rabbits Luigi being guided around by a real Mario. And then all of a sudden, like it's like it starts out with like a cinematic of like Mario going towards Peach's castle, and there's like crazy space vortex opening up above it. And then out pop little Raving Rabbit guys. And they're like, we are here now to Raving Rabbits up the place. And then Mario just gets a crazy laser hand cannon. And then that's the game. And it
sounds like a fan fiction.
It's ridiculous.
It sounds like the best fan fiction.
It's so good. I can't even describe it well. Like, that's how amazing it is. Like, the pipes look like weird Raving Rabbits. Like, they have teeth and ears and everything. Not all of them, though. Only some things. Things are getting, like, Raving Rabbitsed up. Like, the whole world. And it's, like, all terrifying looking. So it's, like, weird, like, Happy Skies and Mario stuff, and then weird Raving Rabbitsed up stuff mixed together. And then so he starts going, and they're just walking around. They start up the thing just by showing Mario, Peach Rabbit, and Luigi Rabbit going around. And then they walk around, and they get to this area, and it's like, this area is marked by flags to mark the difference in gameplay. So this, when you walk through the flags, it becomes this style of game. And then it switches to a tactical turn-based game. Which is...
What?
Yeah. With like movement, and then like, now here's what we're gonna do. Mario and these two other rabbits are gonna take cover, and then the game becomes XCOM. It's XCOM with the Raving Rabbits and Mario. That's the game. It's so good. It's like, I can't even understand how it happened. Mario's never had that kind of game. Yeah, Mario never had that game. Mario never had that kind of game. Raving Rabbits never had that kind of game. Not even close. But they're like, it's the game. It's it. And I'll give it to it. It looks really fun. But I don't understand. Why is it a Rabbids game? Why is it a Mario game, for that matter? It would have made more sense to have it be like Splinter Cell in the Mario universe or something like that. I don't know. Anything. But Raving Rabbids? Yeah. But I'll have to say, the gameplay looks pretty cool. Like, because you like take cover, and then you have to like get the enemies out of cover, and you can like blow up their cover, or like run around and like jump off of the other rabbits or Mario's like head or whatever, and like get some distance, and then you can like knock people up into the air and then shoot them again, and, like combo it, or get like people with special abilities so you can do like a bunch of attacks at once. It looked ridiculous, but really fun. And that's all I got. I think that's all that needs to be said about that game. And then it's got rabbit humor, which is like minion humor at this point. Like, they're pre-minions, but it's definitely like the same similar vein of humor, you know.
I hate it so much.
I don't know. I think Rabbids is much better than freaking Minions. Although it was clearly like,
that's not a high bar.
Yeah, exactly. It seems good. Of all the games I saw at Ubisoft, this will probably be the only one I'll actually end up playing, you know? Oh. Okay, I gotta talk about this before we do anything. The game after that, after they finally got done with this or whatever, they showed Assassin's Creed or whatever, right? Of course, you know, we talked about that earlier. They're like, ooh, you already saw Assassin's Creed at Xbox, so after the show you can get a 30 minutes of gameplay from us. That's cool. So then they're like, but now we have a game that's a brand new game. I don't understand why you'd think of anything but a brand new game. And they brought up pirate ships. It's a game. They made a new game about sailing pirate ships with naval combat. A brand new, fresh concept, never done before. And it's Assassin's Creed. It's Black Flag. They remade Black Flag as a standalone game with all just ship combat. They made a ship combat game. That's what it is. They made Black Flag 2, and they tried to phone it off as its own game. And I'm mad about it.
I like Black Flag.
Okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'll give it that. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great though either. But like all the stuff that was fun about Black Flag, like boarding ships, stuff like that, it's gone. It's just ship combat. It's just that's it. It's gone. I mean, heck, I guess if you like the ship combat from Black Flag, which was already made into its own standalone multiplayer game mode, then this is great, because now you can just buy a repackaged version of that for probably $60. So hey, if that's what you want, it's up to you, I guess. Okay, so that was that. But there is... it looked ridiculous. There is one good thing about it, though, I saw. One good thing that was saving grace. It's not Assassin's Creed. That's it. But
that's it.
Yes. But that gives you one great thing that you couldn't do before because it was Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is grounded in reality. This game is not. So they made that evidently clear by at the end of the game, at the end of the trailer, showing that there was just the ship, and then there was a huge kraken underneath that was like 8 times the size of the ship. I was like, that's cool. Yeah, I was like, all right, that changes it a little bit. I might look at the game, and I ain't rebuying repackaged Assassin's Creed 4. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, like if I ever played it somebody else's thing, maybe, but it's not my cup of tea. I mean, the ship combat was all right, but it just got kind of boring in 4 because it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. That's a whole different can of worms. So that was E3. That was pretty much all that I've seen up to date. Their Sony just happened, but we missed it. So I don't have anything to say about that.
Next podcast we'll do the rest of E3.
Oh God, should we? Because right now we have an hour of E3 is what this has become. No, none of the.
No, we
what?
We have like 45 minutes of E3 and 15 minutes of absolute shit.
We was of things we have things we probably shouldn't mention. It's okay. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. So that I think that's a pretty good amount of E3 podcast for the first episode.
Yes, so do I.
Test the waters with that nonsense. Okay.
This has been the podcast.
The tune in.
The first and last episode.
We'll see about first. Before we get to last, let's see if it's even the first one, for God's sakes. All right, guys. This has been the Douche Till Dawn podcast. If you liked it, make sure to leave one of those thumb up things, and also
leave us questions.
Yes, leave us questions and topics or anything. I mean, if you want to, or if you even exist as people, as a concept, we know you exist.
More than us next time.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. It wasn't.
Maybe
it was still fun. It's just it probably needed some more grounding. Next time I'll come up with an actual better topics, or maybe focus on my. See, that's the thing. If we were doing this during school, I could probably have had more funny epic stories to talk about. But all I've been doing is sitting around. I haven't talked to anyone or done anything interesting to talk about for like a week.
Should have talked about the anime party.
Okay, next week.
next week.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the end. I hope you guys enjoyed.
God, lag.
If you did, do the thing I just said about liking, and then also maybe think about subscribing or watching my other cringe things. I might probably couldn't state them as such as just cringe. They're all right. I looked back and I'm like, I don't completely hate these, which is more than most people can say on YouTube about their older videos. So hey. So other than that, I think that'll be a good time to end it, unless you have anything else to say.
No, that's good.
Okay. I don't have any funny ending jokes, so we could just do the classic thing.
My life.